Do come home to that familiar place, your comfortable chair where you are, your comfortable room, your familiar room. Do come home to that, sit in a comfortable position, and even in your posture, just signify an openness and a willingness to open up to the presence of God. So allow that to be your intention this morning as well. If you're comfortable with it, you can close your eyes now. And just become aware of yourself sitting where you are, bodily present here. Just become aware of your physical presence. Perhaps you might also become aware of your breathing. And allow your breathing to remind you of your physical presence, of being here, being alive. This morning, I'd like you to become aware and acknowledge something which you might think of as a shadow part of yourself, a shadow aspect of yourself. Anger, anxiety, fear, jealousy perhaps, anything that you think might be repressed, anything that you prefer not to be part of your true self, anything cluttering your life, anything obstructing the free flow of God's grace and love in your life. Just think of one thing. Perhaps identify something, acknowledge it, name it, even become aware of what it's doing physically. Perhaps it might be stealing your life happiness, your joy. Perhaps it's sitting like a weight on your chest. Perhaps it's tying your stomach in a knot. Just become aware of that something which is holding you back. And this morning, ever so gently, I would like us to surrender that, but allow the operative word to be gently, gentle. Now that you've become aware of something holding you back, cluttering your life, obstructing the free flow of life in your life, now that you've named that, I'd like to invite you to do the counterintuitive thing and welcome that to your life. You might even say that softly. Once you've named it, now welcome that to your life. Now, if you could close your hands. And then, as you open your hands again, just release that something that you've named, that you've welcomed. Just release it. Free yourself of that. And as you do, you might actually experience a certain lightness. Just sit in the freedom of that lightness for a moment. Now I'd like you to become aware of your feet. Become aware of your feet resting on the ground. And once again today, ground yourself in the love of God as you become rooted. Perhaps you might have a physical experience of that now. When you experience your feet resting on the ground, the stability, the firmness that it promises. And then the experience of being open to the love of God, to be grounded in the love of God. And now, perhaps you might imagine that as you open up to the love of God, it can freely flow into yourself, into your being, through your legs, into your very core, as you center yourself around the love of God. Perhaps you can feel it in your core, just below your belly button, just in front of your spine. As you anchor yourself, center yourself around the love of God. Breathing deeply. And let every breath be a confirmation of grace. Let every breath sing a song of praise to grace, to love, to life. And now, as you breathe in the love of God and allow that to fill the space which you have vacated, which you have emptied earlier when you surrendered it to God. Fill that space with love, As you do, you might actually have a physical experience of that. As you feel your hands tingling, as you feel it in your feet, as you feel it warm right throughout your body, as you become. Breathe in deeply again. Again, allow breath to be the celebration of the grace of God, of the love of God. I'd like to invite you to sit in each other's silence for a few minutes. And this morning, let us imagine that we're joining in to be a choir, singing and celebrating that love, the grace that we're experiencing. Let us sit in each other's silence for a few minutes. Thank you. You can breathe in deeply again. Just rest in what you've experienced. Thank you.